if Jackson Holliday was still an A-ball, we'd still be talking about the Orioles having this unbelievably bright future. Instead, he blitzes his way through the minor leagues. He makes every adjustment you could possibly ask him for. Sure, has he still not faced that much left-handed pitching? But this is the nature of when you're this good, right? It's the same thing with Evan Carter. It's like, well, I can blame him for having not faced left-handed pitching. Well, that's because he's so good that he's already in the big leagues and he's 5 years old. So is that a bad thing? No, we just have to see what happens.
I'm also very skeptical that he's going to be overwhelmed by the major leagues more than most 20-year-olds, where I would say that the risk, the downside, the potential downside of calling up a guy who's too young is that they get to the big league level and the environment kind of swallows them and they are unable to make those adjustments necessary for their development at the big league level because of all the other stuff it means to be at the big leagues, right? Where winning is the priority and your lifestyle is like, none of that is going to frazzle Jackson Holliday. And so while he may need to make strides with left on left pitching, like he's just going to do that against, I don't know, like Martin Perez or whatever. The reason Jackson Holliday is superb as a prospect is he does everything extraordinarily well. He is going to have a huge WAR, but it's going to be because he's like a 135 OPS plus guy who plays incredible defense at second base or third base and is dynamic on the bases. And like, that's where the value is going to come from. Like, he's not going to hit 60 home runs. This is not Aaron Judge, right? He is not going to steal, 55 bases like Bobby Witt, right? I don't think there is going to be like a single number on the stat sheet that is going to be eye-popping, especially early. You can tell when you watch him in person that he's incredibly good, right? And there is still a lot of power and there's still a lot of speed, but I just think it is important to kind of understand the type of player that we are about to see. This is not, Aaron Judge, Pete Alonso, rookie year. Is he going to get to 50 homers? This is not what that's going to be, I don't think.
The fact that Holliday drew 100 walks last year as a 19-year-old playing 4 levels of minor league baseball is pretty wild. I think that the stats and the physical tools aren't necessarily going to jump off the screen in the same way. But for an Orioles team that already has so much offensive infrastructure in place, and who am I to doubt that that it can't grow into even more pop or closer to 30 or 40? I don't know. It's still so early, so there's no reason to really cap him. But generally, I agree with your assessment.